Listening to Social Misconduct with Mik and B Walt, only on LA Talk Radio.
That shit away.
I will Snapchat this whole goddamn show.
Jesus Christ.
Okay? You don't tell me to put my shit away.
Fucking Snapchat.
You're not the boss of me.
I kind of am.
Bullshit.
I kind of am.
No, the fuck you are.
I think I run shit.
I know you think you do.
I think I know I run some shit. I run something.
You do run something.
I run some shit around this
That-
smile. Hey, let's say hi to the people. Arguing.
Hi, everyone.
I swear, you forgetting.
Welcome to Social Misconduct. I am Mik. That's B Walt.
Damn right.
Welcome back to Social Misconduct, because by now all of you all should be tuned in every week.
I would think
But
so.
if you're new, welcome. We always come on arguing and saying shit like
It's your fault, man.
we ain't on air.
It's your fault.
I finished that snap up right on time, okay?
What was it about?
It was just a picture of me. Look. Whatever. What's up?
One of my friends told me a story the other day. Oh my God. About the lengths that her friend went through in the breaking into her man's phone, his iPhone.
Oh God.
Dude, it shit had me dying. I text you right after I heard it. I text you right after I heard it. So you know how the iPhone, please pay attention.
My weave was going
Well,
down.
just let
my
it. It's
chest.
cool. You know how the iPhone had the like if you can see the fingerprints once you touch it.
Mm-hmm.
So this chick looked.
Are you serious?
Yo, she
was like
sprinkled.
Detective.
Yo,
That's
she
like,
sprinkled baby powder on the prints so she could see what numbers it touched. And then she just had to figure out the
what the
code.
fuck?
Yo.
And you just gave a lot of crazy bitches some ideas out there. They're like, oh, shit.
I'm also warning the dudes.
Well, that too. That is wow. So now dudes going to be wiping their phones down and shit every time.
Windexing that shit off.
Wow. Like, I really don't have the time. If it has to get to that and I have to go through those great lengths of like finding out what the fuck you're doing, we got other issues. We do. I don't care that much.
What if he's not doing anything and it's your fucking
and then
issue,
there's
you crazy
that.
motherfucker?
And then there's that. Like, Look, I go crazy if shit is in my face. I don't have to go looking for it. If it's right there, yes. Okay. I may question a little bit. But going to that, like, to do all of that, to break into your fucking phone, like, I don't have to do all that.
Nah.
That's just too much.
This is what she did. So
It's too much.
she did all that. She did all that. Then text my people telling her about it, saying, "Can I talk to your dating consultant friend about some advice?"
Well, I mean, that's business for us, though.
You heard it here first. I don't no. I mean, I'm gonna teach you how to not be a fucking psycho.
Well,
but
yeah, but that's good. At least she asked, to talk.
What do you think he would think if
I mean, the obvious, but
I don't even want to meet your ass. I'm cool.
look,
I'm straight, dog.
you need people like that to stay in business, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
Yeah. And then they start thinking we cool.
that's true.
Nah,
No,
because you know how psycho you can't.
but
really
a client
control,
is a client.
But you can't control where psycho go all the time.
That's true. My
She gonna start thinking we dating. Nah, I'm good.
because you have good
Why
insight
haven't-
and you're such a good guy.
Why
and
haven't you
like,
returned my text? Like, wait a minute, chick. What are you talking about right
Oh,
now?
my
Nah, I'm good.
God.
I'm cool.
Okay.
I want people with normal issues.
Because then you recently go on like to a business meeting and it kind of sort of the person thought it was something else that it really wasn't, and
Yeah.
it was just the meeting. And
Yeah.
I just think it's vibes or something that she be giving off.
I don't know. Maybe
you
it's
know I
that-
blame you for everything.
That whorish
Yes.
whatever under my skin.
It's because you're
Whorish
light
hormones.
skin.
I don't know,
It's
whatever.
because you're light skin.
Yeah.
Light skin just equals whore automatically.
Light skin and slightly intelligent equals whore.
Nobody knows you're slightly intelligent.
So light skin is stupid?
At first.
Stupid?
Like, because, like, you don't really look smart, so.
The only reason why I won't throw something at you is because somebody else said that shit to me before, so I guess it's true.
No, honestly, he really is smarter than he looks. Like, you're, like, the perfect example of someone being smart.
You're talking about me like I'm slightly like I got dropped or some shit. Like I look like I got dropped when I was
no, not like that. You just look like a light-skinned whore and like.
And I'm not smart.
Yeah, like being smart just ain't on the top. That's all.
Because all of my achievements in life are because of my penis.
Exactly.
No, that works for women in the corporate world.
No,
not
it works
me.
for shit. It works for men too.
Oh really?
Hell yeah.
What kind of old broad I'm trying to fuck to climb the ladder? Not me. Sorry,
Just
wouldn't
saying.
happen.
It was a compliment, but not really.
He don't look stupid. He's not as stupid as he looks stupid.
He looks stupid, but he really ain't.
He got a future in porn.
Shut.
What?
You know how my compliments are to you. I mean, that's normal.
Yeah, whatever.
You do the same shit to me.
Yeah, but I be having feelings.
No, you don't. You don't have any.
Yeah, you're right. Whatever. But no, I can't deal with people like that. I can't deal with people like that.
Yeah, that's a lot. I don't.
You need psychotherapy. Like, that's crazy.
I'm not doing all of that. I'm just not.
Nigga, baby powder on the phone
Yeah,
to
that's
see the
crazy.
prints?
She watched too much CSI and all those shows. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I have an announcement, not for me, but for a friend. So my friend Diana, she's a part of the Angelus Chorale. I said it right. The Angelus Chorale. We've mentioned it before. They had a show a few months back. And so the next show is called Freedom, The Sounds of Hope and Survival. It's on June 11th, which is this Saturday at 7:30 p.m. in Pasadena. It's at the First United Methodist Church of Pasadena, but it's not a church show. They just use the church because it's cheap.
But
That's
it's at
what
a
she
church?
said. Yes. But it's not like gospel. It's not like that type of show. Because remember the last one was like Desire and it was a little risque, but it was
at a church.
I know. She told me that they only do it at the church because it's affordable to rent out.
So they had to pay the church.
Oh, absolutely.
But it's
So the church is just the venue, but the show, again, it's called Freedom, The Sounds of Hope and Survival. It sounds kind of dope.
It does.
With all the shit going on, I mean, we need some uplifting music, which that's what this sounds like it would be.
But I can't go to a church, though. I feel like I would explode.
And you know, it's like it's that big church right in Old Town.
I know, and I walk 3 blocks in the opposite direction whenever I see it. 'Cause I'm scared I'm going to explode.
Well, we're invited, but we do have an event on Saturday.
Can we
will
hit
be-
both? Is it possible? What are the
Well, this
times?
one's at night. Our event, I think it's earlier in the day. We'll see if we can make it.
All right.
But we are invited. So check that out. Tickets are at angeluschorale.org, or you can call 818-591-1735 for tickets.
I'm going to say a couple of rosary prayers before I walk in.
Oh, my God.
Just to make sure, man.
Speaking of the event that we're going to, I mean, this will be my 3rd year in a row going, and this will be his 2nd. It's the Super Saturday charity event hosted by Rachel Zoe.
That's this weekend?
Yes, sir. June 11th.
Why was I thinking of something else?
I don't know, but that's what it is.
Oh, okay.
Rachel Zoe and Molly Sims. And it's a charity event. It's shopping, but it's a charity event for ovarian cancer. And this will be my 3rd year. It's one of my favorite events. I look forward to it every year, and I have been invited back. And I'm dragging him along with me because that's what I do.
Technically, you got invited, and it says +1, which means
He hates
that could be anybody.
Whatever. Look,
That could be anybody.
I actually gave them your name. So
If I go up there and they say +1,
he's going to leave.
I'm going to straight Uber my ass back to Pasadena.
You got the email. I put your name. She asked for my guest name, and I gave her the name. So, yes.
It was dope that last
It was
time we
fun.
went.
I love that event. And
the
remember,
food-
we
the
got
food
like
was good,
tipsy
too.
in the daytime and shit. Like, it was great.
Can
Because
we do
remember
that
all
again?
those bars? Hell
We'll do it
yeah.
again? Hell
You know
yeah.
how we do.
Shit. Then we can stumble into the church.
It was like 11:30 a.m. and it was like all these little bars set up around the event, and we were like hitting all the bars and shit.
As long as we can stumble into the church afterwards.
Daytime drinking is the best.
Yes.
I guess we gotta start talking about stories. you know I can just talk about liquor.
Daytime
all
drinking?
day. Just saying.
Shit.
Whatever. Didn't I text you like tipsy as hell the other day?
I believe so, but you do it so much, I kind of
That's
just
true.
go, eh.
My Moscow Mule, I made a little strong the other day. Then I made margaritas last night.
I think this guy, honestly, was tipsy. I think so. Either that or half blind. Like, I don't understand how this works.
He's not that old. He's only 65. That's not that old. Like,
I don't know. That's creeping up there, though.
I just feel like, to me, old is like 70 plus. 65 is still kind of like in the mid. Like, I don't feel that's old.
Now, when you were 25, you were saying 65 was old as fuck.
Oh, of course.
But now that we...
Getting closer.
Now that you know...
How the fuck it get from weed to...
Now that you... I mean, I'm 29,
Whatever.
30.
Listen. A grandfather accidentally picks up the wrong kid from school. So that's what this story is about.
Oh.
Poor kid, poor man, poor everybody. So the grandfather lives in South Carolina. He's on the list, to pick kids up for safety reasons. The school has a list of approved people that can pick the kids up. They do this everywhere. Mm-hmm. So he's on the list to pick up his 6-year-old grandson named Tavon. Okay. No. I'm sorry. His grandson name is Quan. You know they black. Quan is his grandson, but he ended up picking up Tavon, who he mistook for his 6-year-old grandchild.
Okay, so I'm looking at the pictures of the two kids.
They don't look
nothing
alike. Nothing. But the funny thing is, and I'm going to sound like a horrible person when I say this. So the grandfather walked up to the little boy, gave him a hug.
What the hold on.
Wait a minute. Gave him a hug, asked him if he was ready to go. The little boy said yes. The teacher asked, "Is this your grandfather?" The little boy says yes. Okay. I don't have children, but I have nieces. I just feel like at 6 years old, you are fucking old enough to know if that's your goddamn granddaddy or not. Like, that is just weird to me, that the kid would just be like, I'm going to just go with this stranger, say it's my grandfather, and that I'm ready to go with him.
Where is this story?
This man ain't never picked you up before. You just going to roll with him?
Where did this take place?
South Carolina.
All right. You know all them old brothers down there.
Look alike?
Yeah.
Okay. So they get in the car. Mind you, grandma's in the car. Okay. They get in the car. Little boy gets in the back seat. Grandma didn't look back. You ain't gonna look back at your grandson? She didn't look back. She just passed him a Happy Meal from McDonald's. Bam. There you go. Cool.
And you wonder why a little kid didn't say nothing?
They go all the way home.
He was eating that fucking Happy Meal.
They went all the way home. The grandma, when they get out the car, grandma like, who the fuck is this? This ain't our grandkid. They had to go back to the school, return that kid to pick up the right kid. So the kid's mother is freaking the fuck out. Like, where the fuck is my child? That the school, y'all just let him go? Y'all, really? Mind you, the grandfather had to sign the kid out. The school allowed this.
I bet you any money that grandfather looked like his grandfather. They probably wear the same clothes, something.
The mother of the kid, the wrong kid, said, I see how my child could have gotten this man mixed up because he does look similar to my father. Jesus, but I blame the school because what the fuck are y'all doing?
Just take the word of a 6-year-old.
Oh my God. This shit is crazy. Luckily, these were decent people to take the kid. Because what if they were crazy and just like in the business of kidnapping people's children and getting away with it and all that shit? Like that movie.
Do black people kidnap kids?
No. Why?
I'm just saying.
Only their own. Like, you only hear about like black people taking their kid from like the mom, like the daddy will come grab the kid and run.
But they're not taking somebody else.
Or the mother flee with the child, but nobody else.
Somebody else's
Hell no. We ain't trying to deal with all that. No, we ain't taking nobody's kid. You see, they took his little ass back.
Hell yeah.
You ain't ours.
I'd have asked his mama for some money on that McDonald's too.
You so stupid.
I'm
right? He got
saying.
a free meal. Little dude was
Why
happy.
you think he didn't say, hell yeah, that's my granddaddy. You got a fucking Happy Meal?
That shit was crazy.
Was it chicken nuggets?
Probably.
Nuggets? Kids ain't giving chicken nuggets
That's
back.
true.
I'm straight.
But I do agree the school is really at fault here.
Well, yeah.
That's who I blame first. But I blame granddad, grandma, and the goddamn kid, too. I'm sorry. I don't give a fuck.
You hold McDonald's in front of a little kid.
I don't give a fuck.
I can't blame the kid, man.
The mother needs to reinforce talking to strangers and just walking and know your goddamn family members.
He had McDonald's.
That was after the fact. He had to get to the car to get the McDonald's. The grandma gave him McDonald's in the car.
But you don't even know what their conversation was from the school to the car. Granddaddy could have been telling him, man, I got you.
So stupid. All I'm saying is my nieces will be like, bullshit, we don't know this motherfucker. We ain't going with you. Like, that's all that I'm saying. Just stranger danger. That's all I'm saying. He's real. Just teach your kids.
Stranger danger means nothing with a 6-piece.
Fuck that. Teach your kids better. Anyway, glad everybody's all right, though. That's really what, the outcome is. Everybody's good. All right, this bitch is crazy.
I don't know. I like her.
Why?
So, I guess I got to talk about her.
Yes.
This old Betty White looking chick
She
here.
does look like Betty White.
From a place called Mobile County. Is that the name of the place?
Mobile, Alabama.
Mobile,
That's how they say
Alabama.
it. But yes.
Her name, what's her name?
Did they release her name?
We just call her Gertrude. She old as fuck.
They actually did not release her name.
Let's just
white.
call her Gertrude.
Yeah.
So basically,
Oh, Joanne Bolser. They did say her name.
I like Gertrude better.
Okay.
So Gertrude gave her kids, she's a teacher now. She's
Long
a math
time.
teacher.
Long
time math
time.
teacher. Gave her kids a test that originated out here apparently.
Yeah,
And
it was a joke, like a quiz.
But she gave it to him for real.
I know. But the quiz itself was online as a joke based on like the City of Los Angeles high school math proficiency exam is what it's called. But it's like one of those jokes that circulates online.
But here.
This bitch gave it to her kids for real. Like,
one of the questions on the test was Dwayne pimps 3 hoes. If the price is $85 for each trick, how many tricks per day must each one of these hoes turn to support Dwayne's crack habit? So he's a crackhead pimp with 3 hoes?
she thought this was okay to give to kids?
The only reason why it's okay is because she's retiring at the end of the year. I figure, hey.
Oh my God. So the only way that they even found out is because one of the kids gave his mother the fucking quiz, and that mother was like, I ain't find this shit funny at all. So
He's a hater.
You're stupid. This is horrible. And they're like, she's set to retire this year, and she needs to be pushed to retire now because that's ridiculous.
What's wrong with teaching kids about hoes and crack?
Learn that shit at home.
That's what you don't want them to see it at home.
No, I said learn at home. You have to see. Your mama ain't got to be a hoe or a crackhead, but she can tell you about them. What the fuck? No.
I think Gertrude, a.k.a. Joanne, whatever, Bolser is...
Did it say what grade this was?
No, it did not.
No, that would have been helpful.
But assuming from the question, because it was a word question, the kids got to at least be in like 3rd or 4th grade.
Gotta
right?
be.
Something like that.
Wow. Okay.
If the price is $85 per trick...
He gonna read it again.
And he got 3 hoes...
How much
per day must these hoes turn to support Dwayne's crack habit?
That shit is funny though. I ain't gonna horrible, but that shit's funny. When I read the question, that shit was hilarious.
That's not considered algebra quite yet, right? But
not
you are
yet,
finding the unknown.
You are. You gotta think about the shit a little bit. Oh my God, I can't. All right, so.
She been to a couple Klan rallies in her day.
Well.
By Gertrude.
So, okay, this groom in, where was this? Middle East, Saudi. Yeah, so this groom divorced his wife, his bride, after one day.
She ain't even his wife because he ain't get to nail.
I know. That's why I changed wife to bride. I quickly changed that word. So yes, a bride's decision to reply to all of her congratulatory text messages from relatives and friends right after the wedding was the result of the demise of her marriage in a day.
In less than a couple of hours.
Yeah.
Did they even have a reception? Did it say they had a reception? Couldn't she?
Well, I'm assuming because they got to the hotel room. So after all of the wedding shit, had fun, did all that, you go back to the hotel.
So you can do what you're supposed to do.
Yes, as husband and wife or man and whatever. Okay. Get to the hotel room. He's ready. He putting all his best moves out there.
Hell
for her.
yeah.
And I get it, right? This is my fucking wife. We've been fucking out of wedlock this long. Now it's legal. Okay, so she wouldn't put her phone down. He asked her to put her phone down. You're my wife. We just got married.
I want some pussy.
I want my dick sucked. Like,
Something.
Can you put the phone down? Can you text them later? Are they more important to me is what he asked. This bitch says yes. Bitch, what? Excuse me? What? I'm on his side here.
Oh, so you don't think he overreacted?
Okay, yes. To divorce?
No.
Yes.
I don't.
To divorce, I think that was a lot. But to be angry, and yes. I mean, I would have walked out on her ass. Like, I feel like you definitely should have walked out and left that bitch there since all this was more important.
I don't know marital law over there. So the only way I would think that he was overreacting is if when he divorced this clown ass chick, he had to give her half his shit.
My thing is this.
That's the only way he overreacted.
This clearly can't be new behavior, though, is what I'm saying. You clearly know the type of person that she is. She doesn't seem that into you anyway. If she's just told you her friends are more important, she won't put her phone down on her wedding night. Bruh.
So you think she was giving him signs beforehand?
Had to. Are you serious? You're the dating consultant here. Come on.
Look.
Come on.
Just because I know to look out for certain signs doesn't mean some people.
Well, he's a fucking idiot, and he
does.
deserved it if he didn't see that shit. Come on. That's dumb.
Would you deny? Okay.
That people are stupid?
No. Would you deny that people switch it up once they get into a comfortable position?
That fast?
Yo.
Comfortable? They were literally just married. Just married.
But see, this is the thing. You don't know their relationship before. You don't
that's
know
what
what went on.
But no, that's what we're talking about.
But that's what I'm saying. She could have been running game the entire fucking time. And then he proposed. He's like, I got this motherfucker now.
You know shit be coming out, though.
Yeah, but not everybody knows to pay attention to it, which is why I have a job. So, like, what you know what I'm saying? So, what if she was just really good at hiding it for however long they dated? Then once she got this shit, she was like, fuck it. Because, men say that, they get all the play and all the fun and shit before marriage. Once they're married, they don't get to do none of the cool shit that they did.
It's possible, yes. I just highly don't. There had to be signs of who the fuck.
I'm sure if you went back and looked at it, if you went back and looked at it.
So you don't think it was like an overreaction to completely divorce her after that, like just that, because of that?
Honestly, I was playing devil's advocate with you before. There was clearly signs that he should have seen that she may not be the person that he wants to marry. But he went through with it. Did he overreact? In my opinion, no.
I think he overreacted.
Hell no. If she tells you,
he's better off in the end.
If she tells you straight up that my people are more important than you, kick rocks. Get the fuck out.
I just blame him for he should have known better. That's all I'm saying. This can't be the first time that this bitch didn't show. That's all that I am saying. But better now than 30 years from now, however long. Even 5 years, this bitch get pregnant. Whatever. You're better off, sir.
I get the feeling that it was a one-sided relationship the entire time. I also get the feeling that she pushed for the marriage.
Probably.
I bet you she did. I don't know these people, but I get my spider sense is telling me that she probably pushed for it.
All right. We got to roll through the other ones pretty fast. This one's disgusting, and I'm like itching already.
Why was I looking it up when you sent this to me? The world's hottest sex cruise will be an 8-day orgy at sea.
Gross. I can't even escape it because I'm on a fucking boat. All the STDs.
Why would you be on that boat? Everybody going on that trip? No.
This is disgusting. I'm just speaking for me on the outside reading this. That's gross.
Mexican adult hospitality firm, I guess they're called Original Group, is setting up a trip on a cruise where 690 some odd passengers come on this cruise, and they fucking for 8 days. It's a big ass orgy at sea. It's slated. When is it slated to go out? 2017.
Yeah, to Italy, Croatia, and Slovenia. Gross, but okay. Clearly, people are into it because it's 690 people that signed up for this shit, and they paid $3,000 to $10,000. $3,000 to $10,000.
What took so long for this idea? I mean, think about it. You in LA, you got secret clubs to do that shit.
Oh, you know people do it. I'm sure people do it. They just don't publicize it.
Right.
You know this shit's happening. This can't be the first, but this is the first time that, we're reading about it. And they already set the other one up for Rome in 2018 because they know this shit's going to be a hit.
Oh, that shit's going to pop.
If 690 people paid and signed up, it's going to be gross, though.
I would suggest, though, that everybody go and, do the test.
It's gonna be so many STDs and pregnancies, and you don't know who your baby daddy is.
Remember that story we did about the HIV roulette? Excuse me. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Disgusting, but okay. To each his own.
Hey.
So this one was really fucked up.
I liked it.
Oh, I liked the end of it. Yes. So this woman cuts off her rapist's penis, genitals, at gunpoint, then forces him to eat them.
Not only forces him, she was nice enough to cook them, give him a
steak
knife
and fork. She microwaved them.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep, she sure did. So she was walking down the street. He was in his car. Can I offer you a ride? She said no thanks. As she turned the corner to go to her house, this motherfucker was out of his car, attacked her, and shoved her in his car, took her to his house, raped her. Then he got fucked up, right? Drunk as hell, passed out. He tied her up, but she managed to untie herself because he was drunk when he did. It clearly wasn't a good knot. Fell asleep, you stupid motherfucker. She got a hold of the gun and went to the kitchen, got a knife, cut his fucking dick off as he deserved.
Yeah.
Put it in the microwave, woke this motherfucker up, made him eat it while she held the fucking gun to his face. Yeah. Where did this happen? North Carolina.
You know there's something in the news right now. Did you see
about
that?
Yes.
About that fucking swimmer?
Yes.
You see this, homeboy? This is what should happen to your punk ass.
I agree.
He going to the booty house for like 6 months. That's it. This is what should happen to you. If
know.
you a fucking rapist,
you need to fucking pay.
You need to lose that shit.
But men, you know what though? For the asshole that's going to prison, they gonna fuck them up. They don't like rapists.
They don't like rapists in jail.
Child molesters, right? Like shit like that.
And to his punk ass father who tried to justify that shit,
I know.
Fuck you too, dude. You need to get fucked in your ass too. Both of y'all motherfuckers. That's a lot of fucks. That's a lot of motherfuckers.
I ain't gonna even stop you though. Rapists should get the death penalty.
All I know is I got sisters, motherfucker. Man, I kill your ass. You would be dead as fuck. Yeah. Dead as fuck. Dude is lucky she gave him a meal.
I know.
And that's all.
And didn't kill him.
Right.
Because she had the gun to his face and a knife, so she could have killed this motherfucker in his sleep without even doing all that. So, yeah.
She's a fucking hero. Fuck that shit.
And that's what people called her.
All you fucking would-be rapists out here, pay attention to that shit. Because I hate saying it, and I don't want to be on no fucking soapboxes. We got to go, but we live in a rape culture where they try to justify men raping women.
How she was dressed.
She dressed a certain way. Get the fuck out of here, dude.
Yep.
It's fucking ridiculous.
He got what he deserved.
I think if this happened more often, dudes would
think twice about that shit, wouldn't you? You wouldn't think at all.
Right. Take your ass home and fire off some fucking knuckle babies.
Or get one of those little blow-up dolls.
Look at a porn. Yeah, fucking asshole. Anyway.
I can't. All right. So this lady, it's your turn or mine? Yours?
You can go ahead.
So this lady from Derby. Where's Derby? I don't know. Overseas somewhere. So she traveled the world having steamy flings with strangers after her partner got engaged to her friend. So your revenge was to be a hoe and possibly catch an STD because he left you for your friend. I don't see how that makes you feel better.
She wrote a book about it.
She did. So she's 30 years old. Laura Jane Williams wrote a memoir called Becoming about, being a hoe around the world and how she ended up in an Italian convent where she took a vow of celibacy to heal for like 3-4 months. She probably a hoe now again, though, because it was only for like 4 months while she wrote her book, I guess. Yeah. What was funny to me out of this whole thing, the destinations. Everything sounded good except that one. Paris, Detroit, Italy, and Bali. One of these things don't belong here. Detroit, bitch, what?
No, Bali, what are you talking about?
Shut up. Fucking Detroit. Like, what, girl? Like, I don't. Out of every place in America, you land in fucking Detroit. Like,
Detroit has a high concentration of
Jesus.
Detroit has a high concentration of thug ass black folks.
She fucked a 19-year-old boy named Chad in Detroit.
Oh, see, I was trying to justify. Maybe she had heard that stereotype that, we got the big, so she was coming over here to see.
Well, no.
And she fucked a 19-year-old kid
named Chad in Detroit. Well, she had a job there teaching or some shit. So that's how and then she fucked a teacher somewhere. She had a fling with a girl. She did all type of crazy, freaky shit. And then figured out, this is not a good idea. This doesn't make me feel better. He's still with my friend. Here I am being a hoe, probably pregnant with some random baby or with some disease that I don't even...
Pregnant with a disease baby? Is that what you just said?
Know the name. I said or.
Oh, my God.
Pregnant. Or
what the fuck is this disease?
Stuck with an STD that's uncurable, bitch. Like, what the fuck is wrong with people?
Hey, man, it's self-exploration, man. Different people do different things when...
Well, it didn't heal her. It did nothing. She said she found that out later.
Hey, some people go on retreats. Some people,
do it,
go
eat,
to
pray,
the gym.
love type of thing.
What is that? Eat, pray, love.
You never watched the movie Julia Roberts?
Is it a chick flick?
All the hoes you fucked, you ain't never watched this with one of them?
No.
Okay, well, yes, it's a chick flick, but it's a good movie. Just saying, damn.
I did have to sit through the Notebook 3 times.
See, that's what I'm saying. I know you've sat through fucking chick flicks.
Trust me,
saying
the second time I watched Notebook, I was on my phone the whole fucking time.
We only got time really for one more, so I know you're going to talk about this last one, so just go ahead.
Okay, you know why I'm going to bring it up, though? I'm bringing it up
Sam
for different
posted
reasons.
it.
But
Thanks, Sam.
I'm bringing it up for a different reason, though. Apparently, eating a vagina cures cancer.
This is
the thing. I read the article, and the grammar is terrible.
I know.
So I'm assuming that this is a fake fucking... But I had to bring it up.
I know. And Sam posted this on his Facebook.
This shit is hilarious.
Oh, my God. So you know when I was reading it.
It don't mean it's not true just because the dude can't write about it.
It was just... It was so cringeworthy just reading this shit. I'm like, who... Are you 10? Who wrote this shit? Stupid.
So, yeah, he tried to use big words. They didn't fit well, and his conclusion was eating vagina can cure cancer.
Shut the fuck up. Okay, that was fast. So we can actually get to 2 more real quick without going into detail. So have you heard of this lady, Elizabeth Holmes, who owns the blood testing startup called Theranos?
Vaguely.
Okay, because I read all of the Forbes, top list of richest people, all that shit every year. Because especially the women, because I just want to know bad bitches in the world.
Wait a minute, this is the girl that was worth a bunch of fucking money.
Yes, so her, she was on the list last year, I think at the top, I want to say, as a self-made billionaire, $4.5 billion. So now she's worth nothing.
Shopping spree? What?
No. So come to find out that her company was fraud.
Fraudulent company. Good job.
Company was accused of breach of contract, false advertising, and consumer fraud. They were doing endangering customers' health through fucked up blood tests, all type of shit. So she lost everything, and she went from worth $4.5 billion to basically nothing. And nothing doesn't mean $0 in the bank, clearly, but her net worth is not 4.5 billion. She's white. Of course she has money. Of course she'll be fine. But I'm just saying that's fucked up.
I got a question. She looks very familiar. Was she at that event? Was she at that event we went to last year? Remember it was an entrepreneurial event and we were all there.
Oh, she could have been.
And it was hosted by
I know which one you're talking about.
She could have been. She looked just like that girl.
I don't remember all the people.
I was trying to know if she was worth 4.5 billion when we was at that event.
But I don't know. I do remember that event though.
I'd have been all in her shit.
So that's fucked up, but she'll be okay. She's white.
She'll figure it out. And
then this next badass Chinese kid destroyed a $15,000 Lego sculpture after an hour of the exhibit opening.
Why would you let the kid get that close to
exactly.
some fucking Lego?
Parents. Blame his fucking parents. Badass kid.
They could put it back together.
And all she said was, oh, I'm sorry. Control your fucking kids. Dumbass.
I'm getting chastised right now.
Why?
Because I didn't give credit where credit was due.
Okay.
for the rapist story. Did I send the rapist story or was that you?
No, you did.
I sent it? Okay. So my homie that does the roller derby, Miss Salty, sent that story.
Thanks.
She's all like, I can't get no motherfucking credit.
Thanks, girl. We giving you credit. Thank you.
And she think
I ain't know. Had I known, I would have said.
And she think it's funny. She's sitting here laughing.
I would have said something. We shout out people who send us stories.
Yeah. Now you're getting blocked. Look.
Oh, God. Okay, let's get to the story because it's like, honestly, it's one of my favorite ones, and that says a lot. This has got to be one of my favorite ones from Elite Daily that we've pulled.
Shit.
Hands down. Like, after 2 years of doing this show, damn near 2 years of doing the show, favorite.
They got it right, huh?
They got it. Paul Hudson got this shit right. That's all I got to say. Let's talk about it.
All right, well, you start.
And I read this shit from start to end. It was great.
I read like the title.
I read everything. It was lovely. And it was very well written.
They are writers.
But no, some of them.
That's true.
Not so much.
I know like one. That's a good writer on there.
So the topic is why love isn't something you find. It's a choice you have to make.
Okay.
There's going to be so many people out there that disagree. Because you have those people that believe in love at first sight.
Mysticism and all that other bullshit.
So, yes, and I've been saying this for years that it's bullshit. And someone finally wrote about it, and I just thank you.
Actually, you know what? We also wrote about that in that book that we created. Me and Ty, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Dope.
Yeah. Very honest. Okay, but continue because I did read it and it was pretty interesting.
So, clearly we can't read the whole thing, but falling in love, being in love, loving for eternity, these are individual states of being, but they're also impossible to separate from each other. So basically, this person breaks love down into 3 phases, and he's basically saying that there's no way around these stages of love. Like, you fall into these 3, and it's like a conscious decision to be in love and to love someone. It's not some shit that just magically happens.
The attraction is something that just
yes.
But then after that, it's a building process.
It is. You have to work at it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And he argues that a lot of relationships and marriages don't last because people stand on the whole we were in love and then we fell out of no, you stop working at it. You stop trying to be in love, and that's what he's saying. And I'd wholeheartedly believe this.
I would agree. He hit a couple points, right?
Yes.
What was the first one?
Falling in love.
Just when you meet the right person.
Basically. Well, I like this last line before we even get into it. Love isn't something you find, it's a choice you make, which I agree. And then he goes into the points.
It's a choice you make based on the rapport built with that person
of
after
course.
you get to know them. And then you're like, oh, I can see myself with them. Oh, now it's more than just an affinity.
Right.
And don't get affinity and love. That's not the same thing.
Mm-mm.
Affinity is like initial attraction. That's all it is. It's like,
that's
damn,
it.
that motherfucker bad as hell. Now I want to find out more
about
them.
that person.
And that's when love comes into play, when enough rapport is built to take you to that plateau, I guess. Right?
Yeah.
All right.
It says excitement and mystery. Really what you just said. Excitement and mystery make falling in love possible, and these emotions bring us to the first stage, or as he calls it, falling in love. But before you know you're falling in love, you have to first think you're falling in love. And the difference between thinking you're falling in love and actually falling in love comes down to your choices, which is true. Because it's one thing to think. A lot of people think that they're falling in love, and it's just because, like, the sex is good.
I mean, that's an important part, too. But, you know.
That's a big part.
You need more than just that.
But a lot of people really think, like, they get, caught up in how good. Yes, stigmatized.
What's the female equivalent?
I don't know.
Sprung.
Okay.
Yeah.
They get sprung, and they mistake that for love or falling in love and all of that. And it's so much more to it than that.
Well, we argue that, like I said, the initial attraction sparks it. But if nothing else happens,
right,
then it's going to stop.
Which means you have to make an effort
Right.
and you have to make that choice of making it go further
Right.
to know that you even love a person or try to love a person. So number one was falling in love. Number 2 is being in love.
I would probably change the title slightly, but yeah, I get where he's going. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. All right, what's the
What would you change the title to? That's interesting.
Because to call it, I mean, love is one of those words you can't really define it. I mean, it exists, and people know when they feel a certain way about somebody.
Because people have different definitions of what love is to them.
It's kind of
yeah,
relative.
that's
So,
true.
I mean, I wouldn't even call it that. I would call, without giving away what we put in the book, because we talked about this, but it's like the initial, it's the interview process right there. And then if they pass that interview process, then you take them to their step 2,
Okay.
which what he calls being in love. But I would argue step 2 isn't being in love. Step 2 is exploration. Now, you know you like this person. Now you're trying to find out how you can.
But wouldn't exploration even come before falling in love? Then?
Yeah, but it's a different kind. Like, we don't have time to go into our theories on it.
Okay.
So, but it's a different kind. Like the initial exploration is just, that person is cute. That person is cute. Done.
I like spending time with this person.
I like enough about them
I
want
to
to
spend
what
more
else.
time with this person.
Right. Once you got that thought right there, I want to spend more time, then you start going
falling
deeper.
in love.
Because that initial phase is superficial as much as you want it not to be.
Yeah.
It's still
true.
superficial because you're not digging deep yet. Once you get to this middle phase, which this guy calls being in love.
He says being in love is life's greatest teacher. You're in love once the excitement of falling in love begins to wane. The storm begins to calm. Because, if you get past all that excitement and all that shit and you still, like, have this deep feeling for this person, you're in love. That's how the fuck you know. Because a lot of people are like, well, what's the difference of loving someone or being in love? Or how do I know when I'm in love? You fucking know. Let me just put that out there.
Let's try to...
You know.
Let's try to talk about it as scientific as possible.
I speak from experience, but I know you come from a more scientific level.
Get rid of the mysticism, right? Because people are lazy and they don't want to try to understand why things go the way they go.
That's true.
But say you did this first stage, right? And y'all hang out, but y'all don't do the necessary footwork, i.e. learning about each other to get to what this dude calls being in love, right? It's going to fizzle. So when you get to stage 2, which he is calling being in love, the only way that manifests itself is from the exploration, right? And the more, like, what's the word I'm looking for?
I don't know.
Not connections.
Because I was going to say
rapport,
connection because that's what that means.
The greater rapport you build via the things you have in common and the respect for the things you don't have in common, all that kind of stuff makes the whole, what does he call it? Being in love phase true, I guess. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Or did I just totally bullshit?
It makes sense to me, actually.
You know, but that middle phase, I guess you could call it a transitional phase, is all about trying to see where y'all connect on a deeper level other than saying, oh, she's got pretty eyes. You know what I'm saying? So
it says the psychological and hormonal change is what often scares people away when you no longer feel, that initial excitement. This is when most people begin to question their love. They wonder if they're with the right person. They wonder if what they have is true love or if their feelings were not simply a result of a chemical high. They wonder if they still love their partner. They used to feel so excited, but now they're comfortable. And even though people generally aim to be comfortable in life, being comfortable in love is scary. Many people want stability in every area of their lives except for love. I disagree with that part. They want love to sweep them off their feet day after day, but love doesn't work like that. Sometimes love is quiet. Okay.
Okay, this particular part.
So this is the one part that I was like,
I still like to, from being.
I need stability in my fucking love life.
From being in this game for so long, he made it a little bit too. You know how like when you're in a meeting and then dude is trying to explain something, but he really don't know how, so he uses a lot of, we're gonna consolidate, but he really, I know what he's trying to say.
Me too. I get where he's
but he's making it too one-dimensional, and I think it's a combination of all that stuff. You know,
love is definitely not black and white.
Nah, it's not.
It can't be.
and it's definitely not always 50-50. I mean, it goes back. Sometimes it's 40-60.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. And it changes.
It's a combination of all of that.
Yeah.
And it's being proactive, you know, and it's seeing the world from your significant other's point of view. You know what I'm saying? And them doing the same. That's another part of rapport building. You know, that's when you know you can fuck with somebody, when you know they got your back just like you got theirs.
Hello. Loyalty means everything.
You know what I'm saying? Well, that's a piece of it too. But I don't believe in the whole that shit gotta fade out and you comfortable is the cousin of death in a relationship.
I don't want to comfortable. I don't want to be comfortable in anything in my life.
Comfortable is the cousin of death. Like you.
Because a lot of people are together just because they've been together forever and just they're comfortable with each other. They don't even fucking like each other anymore, let alone love each other.
Right, it's just a decent
It's just
setup.
comfort, yeah. You're scared to be with somebody else because you're so used to being with this person. And
I mean, I think we need another word for it. Like, I mean, you want to be. I mean, certain levels of comfort allow you to open up to that person. Fine, but comfortable.
Complacent.
You just perfect. Complacency is the perfect word to describe it because you know this motherfucker's always gonna be here.
Yep.
So the stuff that you did to get them, it doesn't happen anymore. Right. And I even make the argument that the stuff that you did to get them is not enough to keep them. That's a foundation that you got to build on and continue to do other things.
Which is why love is work.
Right. Love is work. If you care about right, that shit ain't easy.
Hell no.
That shit ain't easy. And for anybody out there that thinks it is, I bet you're single.
Yeah. You're single or you're getting cheated on.
I bet you're
Sorry.
single.
Fuck that. And number 3, he called loving. I would think of a better word. I don't have one at the moment. I would not call it loving. Again, I get what he's trying to say, but loving, I don't know if that's the right word, but I get it. So stage 3 is loving. You're past all that initial shit. You've fallen. You've been in love. You know it. So this is like where it really, really matters because you've completely made the choice. So that's what he said. The people in the last stage have realized that love is a fucking choice. They know love wanes only when we let it. It disappears when we stop being conscious of our choices in love. Perfect point.
And the choices that he is alluding to, I would argue, is the choice to continue to keep that shit alive on all those levels. Mm-hmm. You know, because like you said, complacency.
He said this is the kind of love that lasts, the one that weathers the storms and bumps and bruises. Like all the shit you go through, you don't give up. You still work at it. You still make an effort because of the love that you've built and that you continue to build to still stay together. If shit ain't working, it just ain't working. But if it's a mutual respect and love that you have for a person, and it's not a lot of bullshit, like, you know what I mean? Like
right.
all the bullshit and signs that your ass just should not be with this person. Like, that's what this is. It's like, because a lot of people can misconstrue this to work in their favor in that bullshit ass relationship they're in right now. I mean, we in a loving phase. No,
he hit me because he loved me.
Exactly. No.
He
cheats, but he don't love them hoes.
Right. He cheat, but he loyal. What? I saw him.
And he loves me.
You remember the meme?
Yes. I know exactly what you're talking about. Like, no. So don't think that that's what we're talking about here. It says it's a shame that we're taught to believe that love should make things easier, that meeting the right person is enough to make us happy. And so many people think that. So many people.
What if I made the argument right now, and some other day we can argue this, but what if I made the argument right now at this very moment that, you know, making a relationship work is not hard? What if I said it right now that it is not difficult?
I agree with that.
Not at all.
It's not.
It's not. I'm just going to leave that there and we can talk about it some other time, but it's really not that hard.
No. Not if you give a fuck.
No, it's
and
not.
You have to give a fuck. That, to me, a lot of people stop giving a fuck or are lazy, and that's why it becomes hard. But like you said, it really isn't hard.
But to truly give a fuck means you're willing to put in said work, willing to see their point of view, willing to do a number of things. Yeah. But it's really not hard. Like, I could write out right now how to keep something working. And if you were legitimately, like, focused on doing that, your relationship would work. The problem is people are, like you said, either lazy, selfish, or complacency, which in my opinion can be a combination of the first two. So
I may have to follow this dude though on like Twitter or something just to see what else he be talking about.
he's straight.
Because this last paragraph, I'm gonna just leave y'all with that one. He says, because if we were taught that love takes work, that it takes conscious effort and devotion, hearts wouldn't break nearly as often as they do. The world is in shambles because people don't understand what it means to love.
You know what? If I was teaching in class, he'd get an A.
Like, for real. He preached the fuck out of this article.
Right.
When I read it, I
like
got excited. Like, I was like, who the fuck is Paul Hudson? And I need to know more.
He's like my prize pupil.
So I'm going to follow him on Twitter. Just saying, because I need to see what else he be talking about in Instagram. But
right, maybe this was. Hopefully, he ain't a one hit.
Right. So I'm gonna look into his other stuff because this shit was great.
He was pretty good.
I hope y'all took something from that because I was excited, and you ain't seen me this excited about a fucking article in a long time.
Especially not from this place.
I mean,
honestly,
seriously. So great job.
Some of the articles that they have just crack me up. 10 ways to please.
Yeah, no.
Shut the fuck up, please.
No, for the most part, he kept it simple and just kept it real, and that's what I appreciate with
and
people.
He stayed away from that mysticism crap.
Yes, so that I appreciate it. And with all of that said, it is time for us to go.
Oh, okay.
Don't forget the Angelus Chorale, Freedom, Sounds of Hope and Survival, June 11th at 7:30 p.m. at the First United Methodist Church of Pasadena. If you will be at Super Saturday event in Santa Monica this Saturday, we will be there. So if you see us, say hey.
For real?
What?
I gotta be social.
Yes. We are social people.
Damn it.
Our show is called Social Misconduct.
Well,
so
can we do the misconduct too?
we always do.
Oh, well, that's
When
true.
do
We will be drinking.
do
So
that part.
We will
But
be
yes,
drinking.
if you see us, say what's up. I promise you, we're kind of nice. I'm
gonna clean up too. I'm gonna clean up. Watch.
Oh my God.
Just be like, damn, that's Mr. Walt.
All right. I can't with you. But anyway, if there's nothing else, no. Ooh, I have a fun announcement for next week, but I won't say it until next week.
Oh, I know what it is.
Yeah.
I'm blowing that shit up. I'm gonna tell everybody before you get a chance to.
Anyway, same time, same place next week. Peace.
You're listening to Social Misconduct with Mik and B. Walt, only on LA Talk Radio.